Oopsie, forgot there's no audio on. Let me restart the intro for everybody in here.
The balls are back.
Can't kill it. Can't kill it. Go.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like no, I ain't got it. Stormy and Scott. It Houston like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive. Yeah, whiplash, whiplash, we get whiplash, we get so live. Whiplash, 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 all night. We lit, we get whiplash, all night, all night, all night.
Can't kill it. Go.
Origami paper, but I never fall for anyone. She a 9 plus 10, yeah, you know that equal 21. Savage big in a rap, it's a brand, keep it running. Drip her out in Bulgari, and she know she bad. I'm like Clyde, she like Bunny. I came from the bottom, please don't ask me what it took. I got demons in my past, but my angels keep on shook. Man down, I can't hear a sound. Walk out on your block, I hear silence in the slide. Man down, me a writer, raise a toast. Tryna shadow ban my boy, but you can't kill a ghost.
There we go. All right. Mic's on, and we are a go. Oi, fellow comrades, it is Squidtard here, along with my buddies Lucas Sharp, right over there. There he is. All right, yeah, I pointed that right that time. And, of course, Mr. Juilo Rodriguez. Welcome, fellas. Glad you got to jump on in here for today. Welcome to episode 19. Let me make sure that we got that right. Yep, episode 19 of the Vol Star Podcast. We do this episode every single Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got some great things coming along in the off season. We're going to do call-in shows. We're going to have a great time on here. We'll get to talk more about basketball season as that progresses, as football season's coming to a close. Now, I do need to let you all know of a schedule update, of course. We're doing the show on regular time this week, but next week's show will be at a different time, of course. Monday is on Christmas Day, so it is quite unlikely that we do a show on Christmas Day. But pending on the schedules between the three of us in here, we may have a show coming up, or a very minor show coming up on the 24th. Yeah, Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So we'll have a show Sunday. Maybe live, maybe pre-recorded. I don't know. It's probably going to be just so that we can get our picks in there for all the bowl games coming up. Today's show might be a little on the short end, depending on how many people are in here by the time that we get through everything that we're going to talk about. But I just want to let you all know about the updates coming to the show in the near future. Of course, the week after that, the Monday after that, that's on the first, New Year's Day. Definitely not going to be a show at the regularly scheduled time on that on the first, because that's right around the time we start that show. That'd be when the second playoff game happens. I don't plan on running a show while the college football playoffs are going on. Also, Tennessee plays on that day, so chances are our next show will be on the 2nd. Of course, we got a little minor show coming on the 24th probably, and then the next show will be on the 2nd. But after that, it'll be regularly scheduled programming from that point onwards, unless if things change, of course, which things tend to change. Anyway, to our, of course, our co-host here, Lucas, Julio, how you guys doing today?
Everything's fine with me.
Yeah, everything's good right now.
Yeah. Got some people in here already. What's up, Eric B. Jones? Glad to see you're in here. Andrew the Textbook. He took control of the comment section in last week's show. Hope he sticks around this time as well. Glad to see you're here, buddy. Rocky asks, what what is Tennessee playing Iowa? I'm guessing you're asking when is Tennessee playing Iowa, and they play on the first New Year's Day at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Around the time that game ends, the college football playoff games will happen, starting with Michigan, Alabama, and then after that, of course, Texas and Washington. Rocky follows up with, I will say Florida State got robbed. We should have... I will say Florida State got robbed. We should have been in, I'm guessing is what he meant by that. Michigan at number 1.
Yeah.
Florida State, yeah. The whole argument with that is a pretty complex one. But as Kentucky fans have figured out this week with basketball, quality losses matter more than the amount of wins that you have. And that's why they're ranked below us. Speaking of which, this isn't the first time we've seen Kentucky fans crying about something this year. This is an abundance of many, as I would put it. You guys got any thoughts on that?
I mean, just don't lose to UNC Wilmington. I guess.
Facts.
That's a really
Facts.
good point.
I mean, UNC Wilmington is actually a pretty solid team this year, but still no excuse to lose to a team like UNC Wilmington.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're Kentucky, you should not lose to UNC Wilmington.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, even if UNC Wilmington actually turns out to be a solid team this year, because right now they only have like 2 losses, but still they shouldn't be losing to UNC Wilmington with the talent that they have.
We have one more loss, but that loss came to all of those losses were to really good teams who are ranked in really good spots as of currently.
Yeah, I think I think we were talking about before the show, I think North Carolina is the worst loss, which would be 11.
Yeah.
And then the other one is to number 1 and number 2.
Mm-hmm. And then our best win is against number 13 Illinois, and then our second best win is against number 24 Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Andrew the Textbook says, an ugly win should help your ranking more than a pretty loss. In the context of the playoffs, I agree with that. But if we're talking just regular playoffs, I mean, obviously, if a team loses, no matter who it's to, they should go down in the rankings. I feel like that's a given right there. And if a team wins, no matter how ugly it looks, unless if they're like, if you're the number 1 team and you're tied and go to overtime with like Eastern Michigan or something like that, otherwise, yeah, you should stay where you are and move up in the rankings. That's just the way it's always been. So that's my answer to that. Rocky S says, I will say Tennessee got worse with Milton. I hope the quarterback next year will be good. Well, it's going to be Nico season next year, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. And if the coaching staff had any sense, it should be Nico time on the first as well. But I digress. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the. There aren't many topics for today, fellas. Of course, we'll talk about basketball. The Lady Vols didn't really do much of anything since the last time we were on a show. In fact, I don't even think they've played a game. They play tomorrow, but we'll have plenty of time to talk about that next week. So now, of course, the men's basketball team played, and they beat what I think is a pretty good NC State team, 79-70. Had a pretty good performance, and of course, Lucas, as his username would give away, Dalton Connect is him, and usually that is the case, but he did not look so good in the last game against NC State.
Oh, well, you can't play perfect every game.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
The good news is, though, is that Tennessee proved in that game that you do not need, it's not a one-man army, as a lot of people said, oh, it's just not connected, nobody else, they ain't got nobody playing on that team, and then the entire rest of the team goes out there and balls out. So, in my opinion, that kind of proves you wrong on that one.
All I gotta say is that Zakai Ziegler is back to his original form. That's all I gotta say. Dude lit it up, and also Josiah Jordan James also played really well in that game. It's great to see. You love to see the veterans on this team actually play well.
Exactly.
And also Jonas Adu's actually been stepping up as of late as our big guy.
Right.
Probably the best big man this team has had probably since I probably want to say Kyle Alexander, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
What's going on, Neo? Glad to see you in here. By the way, guys, make sure if you haven't already, make sure you give the Volstar podcast a like. Not only does it support Squidtard Sports, but it also supports the 2 people in here. Go check out their Twitters if you haven't already. If you're into trash talk and other things and Twitter groups, I would highly recommend checking out these 2 fellas on their Twitter accounts. But yeah, great performance by the Vols. Julio, you have any other thoughts on that game?
No, I think y'all practically touched on everything. I mean, Connect didn't play well, and we still won. We actually, like y'all said before, we won by 9 points, which is a pretty good win, especially against it wasn't against like a bad team. I mean, NC State's uh, usually a pretty solid basketball program, so I mean, I think it's a pretty good win considering, what Connect only had 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say they're like an above average team if you want to put it that way. If that's lowballing it, I would say they're, an above
Who,
average.
NC State?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about them
yeah.
as a team right now.
And also, Vegas basically hit this game on the head. Of course, we won by 9, and we was favored by 9.5. So Vegas basically hit that right on the head.
As they should.
Which is actually...
So good to see that. The basketball team prevails again. And looking at their schedule going forward, of course, doesn't get any easier. At least, well, it does for the next few games. They play Tarleton State and Norfolk State. They should absolutely win both of those games. But after that, that's when conference play rolls on in. You start out with Ole Miss, then progress through the rest of the season. Mississippi State, Georgia, Florida, Bama, Vandy, South Carolina. It's just SEC games all the way through the slate. So,
not gonna lie, the only SEC team that really worries me right now is Kentucky. Like, besides Kentucky, I don't really see any SEC team keeping up with us.
Well, we got plenty of time. You go ahead.
Maybe Ole Miss, but Ole Miss is undefeated, but they've mostly just been playing terrible teams so far. Mm-hmm. Who is their best win? Their best win is against Memphis. That's their best win.
Wow. We'll have plenty of time to think about the Kentucky game. At least that one doesn't play. That one doesn't happen until February, so we will have plenty of time to think about that. All right, Rocky. He says, let's see, a couple of comments here. Go to between Texas and Oklahoma. Move to the SEC. We're going to see Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia all playing different. The schedules look very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out pretty well. All right. Andrew the Textbook says Vegas knows what they're doing. It's perhaps possible. Perhaps. We'll see about that. Maybe. Maybe you could help me explain why Michigan is the favorite over Alabama. Ooh.
Well, I mean, like you said, of course, early in their show, Michigan was like, besides Georgia, the favorite to win it all this year. So I guess it's not really shocking that Michigan is favored.
I guess, not too surprising.
And call me crazy. I kind of think Michigan is kind of a better team than Alabama, but the game could definitely go either way. So,
yeah, definitely.
I feel like Michigan, for them to win, I feel like they just need to find a way to stop the run. As long as they stop the run, I think they'll be fine.
Perhaps.
Yeah, well, they got to stop the run and then stop the downfield passing attack.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna try and not completely squander this username. B. Waloski says, "What's your thoughts on the Camellia Bowl?" Yeah, I got it that time. Arkansas
Camellia Bowl.
Camellia. God, I am terrible at my life. Okay, anyway, Arkansas versus Northern Illinois. Wait. Arkansas or
Arkansas
State?
State.
Yeah, there
Arkansas
we go.
State.
Okay. Oh, I see what he's doing. He wants our opinion on Butch Jones, I guess.
Butch Jones.
Yeah. Well, we will actually come back to that. We're going to talk about that game along with every other bowl game that's coming up through Christmas Eve. And then, of course, Christmas Eve show, that'll be about every game that'll actually be about every other bowl game. So we'll get to talk about every single other bowl game, which is, of course, all the important ones if you're playing at that time.
Yeah.
All right, Rocky says, do you like when Tennessee plays Georgia this year? This year I was with Tennessee, scored a touchdown. I'm sorry, you're going to need to rephrase that. I don't understand what you're asking there.
I think he's asking, do you like where Georgia's... I can't see it, but I think he's probably trying to ask, do you like where Georgia's at in the schedule, I guess.
Okay, well, yeah, if you're asking that, then where do we have them on this? They're towards the end of the...
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like your 10th game next year.
It's better than what it would have been if Auburn didn't get involved a couple of years ago, because that probably means we would have had to play Georgia sometime in October. Imagine Florida, Bama, and Georgia back to back to back.
Yeah. Also, another thing, if I remember correctly, I think we got Florida like the midway point of the season.
Yeah, I think we got Florida like after a bye week when we play Oklahoma. I think. Let me see.
I think we play.
Which-
No, I think we play Arkansas and Fayetteville. Then we play Florida at home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here I got the schedule right here.
I know this is gonna sound weird because I know Arkansas is not really that good, but call me crazy, but I think Arkansas actually might be better than what people think, considering we're on the schedule. Almost every time we play Arkansas, Arkansas has an up year.
I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna win that game. Lose that game or whatever. But I don't really. Arkansas, they're losing both KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I don't know. But like every time we play Arkansas, I feel like after we, beat them in '98 to practically secure the national championship because they choked it away with the stumble and fumble. I feel like we've been kind of cursed against them.
Yeah, and plus we have two. We have two.
Pump the brakes on that one. The last time we played him was in the Jeremy Pruitt era. Don't forget that.
Yeah. And plus,
I mean, I know, but I was saying, other than that, and what was it, the 5 overtime game in 2003, which y'all probably a little bit too young to remember that, but if you went back and watched that, I think that was when Jason Witten sealed the game in like I said, 5th or 6th overtime.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we have 2 weeks to prepare for Arkansas, so I would think that because we have a bye before we play Arkansas, I'd still favor us in that game.
I think
obviously.
if we do end up looking terrible in that game, I do think that'll say a lot more about us than it does Arkansas. Because a lot, the whole rumors going around is that Heupel just can't coach on the road, and blah, 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 blah. So we'll see how that pans out. People just seem to forget the Kentucky game and the LSU game and, other games like that.
Well, we'll figure out if he can coach on the road because he'll be going to Norman, the week before, 2 weeks before. So
yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. All right, with all that being said, let's move on here. So we talked about the basketball season. We'll have plenty of more time to talk about that as the weeks progress. So, all right, so let's talk about our bowl results, fellas. Now, thankfully, my good buddy here, Mr. Lucas Sharp, got all of the records, at least for all the way up until, because we covered a total of 8 bowl games last week. Here's our records. So right now I am 4-4. Got 4 games right, 4 games wrong. Lucas and Julio are both 3-5. So
yeah.
Big shockers there, I would have to say.
Would be 4-4 right now if Old Dominion didn't crap the bed.
We're all pretty mad at Old Dominion right now.
Which one did I get? What were the 3 I got right? Because I was kind of curious.
You got
you
got Florida A&M right, you got Jacksonville State right, and then you got
Appalachian
State.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I got Appalachian State, and then Florida A&M. I picked them to win, didn't I?
Yeah.
Or did I pick?
I was
Howard?
the only one who picked Howard, and that was just because they had a funny name.
If you would have picked Florida A&M, you'd be up by 2
right.
games right now.
Exactly. Rocky asks, who does Rutgers play? I'm sorry. Who does Rutgers play? They play Miami in the Pinstripe Bowl. Anybody remember when that game is? Sometime.
I got it pulled up right here. It's December the 28th.
So what we're saying is that Rutgers practically gets a home game to play against Miami.
Yeah, ain't that good for them? Yay!
Because that's in New York, and Rutgers is in New Jersey, which is literally like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, Rutgers. Yeah, Rutgers is a playoff team, sir.
Rutgers.
They're a playoff team. So
Rutgers, my new
Which-
second favorite team.
Fun fact about New York and New Jersey. So like the Statue of Liberty and stuff like that, it's technically New York land. A good majority of it is. Good. Only like one chunk is like New York land, and like the rest, like including the water, is New Jersey waters. I didn't know if y'all knew that.
That is pretty interesting.
Like the entire water around the Statue of Liberty is New Jersey, but like I can't remember if it's split between New York and New Jersey on the Statue of Liberty, but I want to think for some reason it's all entire New York.
Yeah, don't feel too bad about the typo, Rocky. At least you didn't do it on your jumbotron like Michigan did.
I got it.
They typed Rickers.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say.
Wait. What are you talking about? The jumbotron? Are you talking about the Michigan State thing?
No, not that one, because that was insane. I'm talking about something else completely unrelated. I gotta go find it. I know I have it somewhere. It may be in my folder somewhere.
How in the world was Georgia Southern favored over Ohio? Because Ohio literally blew them out of the water.
Wait, did I pick Ohio out of curiosity?
Squidtard was the only one who picked Ohio.
Yeah,
I can remember.
For the funnies.
I was about to say, I think I remember picking Georgia Southern. So I was just making sure.
Yeah, he picked Georgia Southern. We picked. Squidtard picked Ohio. Me and you picked Georgia Southern, and then me and you picked Florida A&M. He picked Howard.
Yeah.
And
to be the funny.
And then we all picked Jacksonville State, which of course that was right.
Yeah.
And then you guys both picked App State. I'm the only one who picked Miami of Ohio. And of course that ended up being wrong for me. And then we all picked New Mexico State, and Fresno State blew them out of the water.
Rocky, Georgia plays Florida State in the We Don't Want to Be There Bowl.
Man, the bowl game I'm really excited for. I can't wait to see Florida and Colorado in the rebuild bowl.
Oh yeah, there ain't no rebuilding going on there.
Or the Let's Sit at Home bowl.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, love that bowl.
Oh, are y'all talking about the Florida and Colorado battle?
Yeah, the sitting on the couch bowl.
Hold on a second. Damn it! There we go. Look at this. Look at this.
Ricker? Does that say Ricker?
It does. That's the Maryland Jumbotron, ain't it?
Yeah, that's the Maryland Jumbotron.
Yep, that's Maryland. Wow. Yeah. If you win, you could travel with the team to Rutgers. I want to go to Rutgers.
Rutgers is now my new second favorite team.
Rutgers versus Rutgers. Who's the playoff team in that match?
Hey, at least that's not the worst thing that's been on a Big Ten
Right. We ain't gonna talk about that one here.
Yeah, that'll get us demonetized.
Yeah. Let's keep it PG. 13 or whatever. All right. Trying to exit out of this. Okay, you guys want to go ahead and talk about the rest of the bowl games, or at least the ones that matter for this week. We got.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's some pretty fun ones we get to talk about. So Mac, of course, most of these aren't the most interesting things ever. Some of them are kind of sleep fest, but we do get some action here and there in between. So that's what matters in all this. All right.
I think the first one is UTSA and Marshall, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah, that's being played tomorrow, I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
The Coffee Bowl.
It's called like the Coffee Frisco Bowl or something like
Yes,
that.
the Scooters Coffee
Coffee.
Frisco Bowl. All right, let me switch back over here, and yep, there we go.
I always love these random ass names for bowl games.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Do y'all remember when Notre Dame and Ohio State played in the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I do remember that. All right. Well, anyway, yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So 9:00 p.m. on Tuesday the 19th. That's tomorrow. In case there are any Georgia fans in here. UTSA 8-4 going up against Marshall 6-6 in the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. UTSA coming in as an 11.5-point favorite. Who y'all got in this one?
I got UTSA. I do. Well, I will say this though. I do like Marshall's head coach. He's a former Alabama assistant, and I think Charles Huff, unless he got hired away that I don't remember, but I don't think he did. But I do think Marshall is a good team, but I think UTSA is just a better team.
All I gotta say is that ever since Tennessee played UTSA of course didn't start the season off hot. They started the season like 1-2, but after they played Tennessee and lost to them, that basically turned UTSA's season around as they would basically win out, except their last game against Tulane. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, Tulane's only got one loss, and that's to Ole Miss. So, I mean, there's no shame in that.
Right.
but then, yeah, but give me the Roadrunners here.
Yeah.
Well,
I just
yeah.
think UTSA is just a better team.
Meep Nation.
I was considering being different for funnies, but nah, I'm gonna stick with y'all and say UTSA gets the job done here. It wins, and this should be a fun one. I do think Marshall is a little bit better than they're given credit for. However, I do think UTSA should win pretty handily here. Now I don't know the situation with who's opting out in most of these games. So, if there's somebody opting out and somebody in the comments knows, let us know down in the comments, because it may or may not switch things up, at least our opinions for some of these bowl games. All right, next up, we got 6-6 South Florida going up against 6-6 Syracuse. So Syracuse coming in as a 2.5-point favorite. That's the line at least. The roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. What a name for that one. God, I love these names. But anyway, who y'all got in this one?
South Florida's playing in their rival stadium, Florida Atlantic.
Oh boy, ain't that something? Think that'll rile them up some more?
Maybe, but I'm going to pick South Florida just because I want to root for Alex Golish. Even though he did steal a recruit from us, I can't hate him.
I mean, it's fine. We're fine with 4-star tight ends anyway. So, I'm gonna take South Florida as well, just for Alex Golish. Go Bulls, baby!
Gotta look at us again, picking the exact same teams as always. I'm sticking with South Florida as well, for the same reason Julio did. I think Alex Golish has got something working there at South Florida. You don't stay tied with Alabama all the way up through one half accidentally. So. Yeah, give me South Florida to get the W over Syracuse. I think it'll be a tough game, a fun game, but I do think the Bulls come out on top.
Well, I will say some of that has to do with Alabama's quarterback play. The one
Mickey Mouse.
that entered the transfer portal.
Mickey Mouse, we're not going to talk about that. Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
To play lacrosse at his former school.
Mouse. All right, anyway. All right. Well, last year we wouldn't be able to say this, but this year this is a Power 5 matchup right here. Friday, December 22nd, Georgia Tech 6-6 going up against UCF. Two of these teams, very interesting years. Georgia Tech finally made themselves, they finally got themselves in a bowl game. UCF, the same thing as well. And UCF, despite the, average record overall, pretty good year in the Big 12, all things considered. Now, they do have a chance to get a 7th win against Georgia Tech, and both these teams are extremely inconsistent. One week, they look really, really good. The next week, they look, outright friggin' terrible. We're talking about a Georgia Tech team that went from beating Miami at home to the week before that getting blown out by Bowling Green. So there's just no certainty as to what, the expectation is here. But Georgia Tech, I don't know.
Yeah, same thing with Central Florida. They beat the hell out of Oklahoma State. and then they proceeded to shit the bed like the weeks. What was it? The week before and the week after.
Right, you never know
Didn't
what's going to happen with either of these teams. It's wild.
Didn't
Yeah.
UCF blow like a 35-6 lead against Baylor or something like
Yeah,
that?
it was
I think they did too.
And that was like Baylor was absolutely horrifically bad this year.
Yeah, this is the thing that kind of worries me about that. Also, UCF is playing in South Florida, which is their rival's home stadium. Also, again.
Interesting.
Let me Malzahn's bowl record real quick before I make my decision. I want to do that.
Are you going to refer to the fact that UCF beat Auburn and then took their head coach a couple of years later?
Yeah.
And it's because
Can you look up Gus Malzahn's bowl record?
I'll look it
sure
up.
it's terrible. Anyway, Julio, with all that being said, who are you picking to win this game?
I'm gonna wait for him to pull up the bowl record.
Oh boy.
Real quick.
This must be awfully interesting if that's gonna flip.
He's 3-6 in bowl games.
Yeah. All right. God, this is hard.
Hey, if you think about it, Brent Key is winless in bowl games.
Also true.
Yeah, I mean he's never been to a bowl game, but
hey, he's also undefeated in bowl games though. Don't forget that.
God, this is a hard one. Because I could easily see this being, like where either team beats the dog shit out of the other. Cause
inconsistency again, yeah.
Yeah. All right, screw it. I'm rolling with Brent Key. Fuck it. Sorry for that.
All right, Lucas, who you got?
I don't know, man. I want to say Georgia Tech because I don't know, man. I just like for some reason I just like Georgia Tech and their little fight song that they have. I'm a rambling right from Georgia Tech and heck of an engineer. But to be different, I'm gonna take UCF. Give me, I guess, Gus Malzahn. I do like Brent Key though. I think he's a good coach, and I think he's got Georgia Tech heading in the right direction. But I don't know. Give me Gus Malzahn and UCF.
Well, this is definitely a tough one to call, and I was worried that before Lucas gave his pick that I was going to be the only one who was different today, but it seems that he is stuck with the pick that I was going to make. I'm going to take UCF to win this one. And, well, again, both of these teams are inconsistent. However, I just, I like UCF in this game. I like, they're closer to home. I think Gus Malzahn is a more proven head coach than Brent Key. I think they're going to come out and they're going to... I don't think they're going to dominate Georgia Tech per se. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. However, I think UCF's offense pulls away because Georgia Tech's defense is kind of a little poopy stinky, if we're being honest. But I do think this is a close one. But give me UCF to get the dub over Georgia Tech. Now I'm gonna get a notice like 5 minutes after this saying your stream has been flagged by Sea Dog. We love you, Sea Dog. Anyway, on to the next one. So this is Saturday, December 23rd. We got Troy, 11-2, Troy, going up against Duke in the 76 Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah, all right. This is gonna sound crazy, but give me Troy because Riley Leonard's not there and Mike Elko's not there.
You know what? Yeah, that actually seems like a pretty solid choice. And plus, Troy's actually a pretty solid team. So
yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like Troy's had back-to-back 11-win seasons now.
Yeah, they
back-to-back 12-win seasons if they win this. Plus, I want Troy to win this for Bray Wyatt. So.
Yeah, give me Troy.
All right, well here we go. Not so fast, my friend. Yeah, I did the Lee Corso thingy again. I do think Duke is going to, they're definitely going to miss Riley Leonard and Mike Elko. However, they do still have, attachments to the rest of their staff, who is, a pretty good staff, and they've still got a lot of pretty good players. I think Duke shows out, proves that they're still a decent team without Mike Elko, and I think they beat Troy in the Birmingham Bowl. So
Hey, didn't I also predict Mike Elko going to Texas A&M this year?
did you?
Yeah, didn't I say that Texas A&M should hire him?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
think
I'm
when
pretty
he
sure.
got fired, we did pick out a lot of different options, and Mike Elko was at the top of our list. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, good to pick up on that. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to take Duke to win that game. So we'll see how that pans out. All right, 12 o'clock. Also, Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. Both of these teams 6-6 in the Camellia Bowl. I saw somebody mention this. I think Rocky did mention this bowl game earlier in the stream. So here we go. Here's our pick for this one. So Arkansas State, Mr. Butch Jones coming in as 2.5-point favorites against Northern Illinois. Who y'all got in this one?
I can't pick Butch Jones. Give me Northern Illinois. I can't do it.
Same. Give me Rocky Lombardi in Northern Illinois.
Rocky Lombardi, a playoff quarterback, sir. Give me Northern Illinois as well. I guess we're all in agreement on that. We don't need any more words.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't just say I'm rooting for Butch Jones. I can't.
It's not even a Butch Jones thing with me. I just think Northern Illinois has looked like the better team all season, even though I've barely seen any of them. And I'm sure I'm sure everyone in here can share that same sentiment with me. Like, I don't pay attention to teams like Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. I think the only time I paid attention to Arkansas State was when I saw that one clip of Butch Jones in the press conference watering his eyes out or whatever.
The only time I can remember watching Northern Illinois is when they beat Georgia Tech that one time, where Rocky Lombardi basically
Yeah.
Just exploited their secondary.
Yeah, we're about to get flagged a second time by Sea-Dog, so...
Wait, you said Rocky Lombardi did the who secondary?
Georgia Tech's.
Yeah.
Yep. He blocked the kick, and Georgia Tech loses to Northern Illinois. All right, anyway. Yeah. Andrew the textbook does give a good notice here is that Butch Jones has won his last 4 bowl games.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do it. I can't. I understand that he's good in bowl games, but I just can't do it.
Right.
I don't care if it ruins. I don't care if it caused me to lose this. I can't pick him.
Well, good news is we're all sticking with you on that pick, so don't feel too bad about it. All right, anyway, let's move on to the next one. So here we go, the Armed Forces Bowl. And this is good news right here. We all thought James Madison was going to get screwed out of a bowl, but good news, they aren't. Because I think it was because of Florida and Auburn and the fact that they lost. Or no, not Auburn, but South Carolina and the fact that both of those teams lost. This is the reason why James Madison's getting ready to play in a bowl. But anyway, yeah, they're coming in at 11-1, 2.5 point favorites against 8-4 Air Force. Who y'all got in this one?
Oh, God. So this is the Jinx Bowl for me because I thought Air Force could go undefeated, then they proceeded to shit the bed like the back half of their schedule. And then I thought and then I said I think James Madison has a good chance to go undefeated, but I said that Appalachian State would probably be their only, hurdle in that way. And of course, they lost to Appalachian State.
Well, what was so
So
funny
I kind
about
of jinxed
that?
both these teams.
What was so funny about that is that the moment you said that Air Force could go undefeated, that's when they got absolutely skull drugged by Army. So maybe there is some jinx going on with you. But who you got to win?
Yeah, I know. I was like, God. I also said the same thing about North Carolina because they had a pretty bad schedule, and then they proceeded to shit the bed too.
I said the same thing about North Carolina too.
Yeah, they proceeded to shit the bed against Virginia of all teams.
Oh yeah, no, that was the worst one. Yeah, I hear you.
God, this is a hard one because usually the service academies almost always play well in these. But I think James Madison's probably a better team. It's kind of hard.
Side note, James Madison will be without their head coach in this game because he's now at Indiana.
Oh, wait, yeah, he left, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to Indiana.
Yeah, give me Air Force then. I forgot he left.
Wow. That was a quick flip.
Well,
right,
I just
Lucas.
mentioned that he's going to Indiana, and then you're like, oh, yeah, give me Air Force.
All right,
Yeah,
that being said, Lucas, the ball's in your court. Who you got?
I don't know. To be different, you know what? Give me James Madison, even though they're without their head coach. I don't know. It seems like James Madison, despite the fact they keep losing head coaches or whatever, they're kind of like North Dakota State in a way. They keep finding good head coaches somehow. It's like they grow them on trees. I don't know. Give me James Madison.
Yeah, the only reason I'm kind of going with Air Force is because one, James Madison's without their head coach, but also because I don't know what it is about, where they always put one of the service academies in the Armed Forces Bowl, but they almost always win somehow.
The writing's on the wall is what it sounds like.
Yeah, like they almost always win. Like I don't know what it is.
It's definitely a tough choice to make on my end because I do see your point about the Armed Forces Bowl, Air Force. In any other situation, I feel like I would have picked them. If they were playing a team like Arkansas State, I would have picked them without a doubt. But James Madison is, and I'm going to do the Duke thing I'm going to do the same thing I did with Duke that I'm going to do with James Madison, and that's I think that this team is not defined by a head coach. So therefore, I think James Madison holds on and wins this game against Air Force. I think it'll be close. Another exciting matchup. However, I do think James Madison gets the dub.
Here we go. The team that shall not be named.
I'm going to go ahead and just say it now. Utah State. Yeah.
Utah State.
Good. Thought so. Moving on. All right, South Alabama. South Alabama and Eastern Michigan, both of these teams 6-6 in the 68 Ventures Bowl. Like, where did this what bowl even is this? But anyway, yeah.
What is 68 Ventures?
I don't know. Should be 69 Ventures, but y'all had to screw that one up. Anyway, who y'all got in this one?
South Alabama.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. Is South Alabama favored by 15?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely value USA.
It's
also South Alabama all day.
It's also in Mobile.
Yeah, give me South Alabama.
I'm pretty sure, ain't that their damn stadium?
I don't know. If it's not, then it's probably close.
Let me check. I'm pretty sure that's their damn stadium. Look that up. I'm pretty sure that is.
Let me look it up.
Well,
Hancock Whitney Stadium, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Hancock Whitney Stadium.
South Alabama Football Stadium. Let me see. It is.
Wow.
It is.
They did y'all dirty. Eastern Michigan.
And and South Alabama's the away team?
Yeah, they did y'all dirty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Give me South Alabama.
Yeah, give me South Alabama.
All that being
by
said,
a million.
69 Ventures to the Shadow Realm for Eastern Michigan. Give me South Alabama to get the dub. That's brutal. That's tough. All right, Power 5 game. Woo! Utah 8-4 going up against Northwestern. Now, raise your hand if you thought Northwestern was making a bowl this year. All right, good. Thought
no,
so. All right,
didn't.
Anyway, on to the next. Yeah, Utah 8-4. They're 6.5-point favorites in the Las Vegas Bowl. This one could be a fun one, potentially good game. Cam Rising's not playing in this game, correct?
I wouldn't think so.
No, he's coming back next year. Remember?
Wait, he is?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But is he play? Okay, so I guess he would be playing.
No.
Oh, so he is?
I don't think he's playing. I think you can look it up.
I don't know if he.
Let me look.
It's important to know.
We'll see. Bryson Barnes, which is one of their other quarterbacks, entered the transfer portal.
That's why I asked, because I didn't know whether or not he was gonna be back for this game or not. And with Bryson Barnes not playing, that means they're going to be on their fourth string quarterback. So they have to pull some guy out of the stands. They're going to have to get Squidtard to go out there and play QB on the field.
Oh, God, I feel so bad for Eastern Michigan.
I can't really find anything.
Okay, so let's go under the assumption that he's not playing in this game. Who y'all got?
I'll probably still go Utah just because they got the more experienced head coach. And Kyle Whittingham is usually pretty good in ball games.
And plus, this game's being played in Nevada, and it's not a big travel for Utah. So
Mm-hmm. And Cam Rising's not playing, by the way. So yeah, do with that info what you will.
Yeah.
I still think Utah will find a way to win.
Which, I mean, heck, here's the thing: if Northwestern wins, it's a great season. If they even if they lose, they still had a great season. No one expected them to win 7 games. People probably didn't expect them to win, like 3 games.
Yeah, well, so with Utah, this is what makes it so interesting for me. So both of you guys picked Utah. What makes this so interesting is that Utah is a team different from a lot of teams in the Pac-12 is that they heavily rely on their defense because offense is optional for Utah. Now, of course, in the Pac-12, that's an anomaly. But for Northwestern, that's the slogan of the Big Ten West. They're so used to these low-scoring defensive games. I'm going to say Northwestern gets the win here. It's going to be a close one, like a lot of the games Northwestern plays. However, I do think the Wildcats get the job done. And there you go.
I can see that too. I was thinking that too a little bit, but the only reason I'm mostly picking Utah is mostly just because their head coach is more experienced.
And I'm not picking him just because to be different for the funnies. There you go. There you go. All right. Next up,
I can see that point of view though. So.
All right. Next up, the I'm gonna be in bed asleep before this game ends bowl. Coastal Carolina and San Jose State in the Hawaii Bowl. San Jose State coming in as a 10.5-point favorite. Who y'all got in this one?
Give me San Jose State.
Another tough one to call here.
Yeah, I think I'll take San Jose State. It's less taxing travel because it's in Hawaii. I mean, and stuff like that. And then, yeah. I mean, plus they got San Jose State by 10.5. Plus, I feel like Coastal Carolina's kind of fell off a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, ever since Jamie Chadwell left.
Also, they don't have what is it? They also won't have Grayson McCall. So.
Oh yeah, that's a big loss. But so are both of you guys picking San Jose State?
Yeah. I'm taking San Jose State. You're gonna pick Coastal Carolina?
No, not this time. No, I'm not gonna be different for funnies. I'll pick San Jose State as well. I think they're just the better team overall. And that's it. And the next game is on the 26th. So past this point, we'll be covering about every single other bowl game, and we'll have to for the earlier ones just kind of fly through this.
Oh, Minnesota has to play their arch rival in Bowling Green.
Ooh.
Yeah. I do got a question. Do you think we should go ahead and do these in case we don't have enough, in case, we don't have enough time to do the show then?
Well,
or do y'all want to wait?
I think worst case scenario, we'd be able to just pre-record it, and then I could drop our bowl picks.
Okay. Well, then if not, we could probably pre-record it or whatever on the 23rd, I guess, which would be tomorrow or whatever.
The 23rd ain't tomorrow.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm an
pump
idiot.
the brakes on that
I'm
one.
an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I don't know why I said tomorrow. I'm in a couple days.
And then, of course, we'll give extensive coverage of this game right here, the Citrus Bowl. Tennessee coming in as 8.5-point favorites over offense being optional. The Iowa Hawkeyes. So I'm looking forward.
Offense option. Yeah. I swear to God, if we lose to fucking Iowa.
I told Lucas this before the show, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this, Julio. If it's going to be one of those games where Iowa comes in and puts up 300 yards of offense like a lot of quarterbacks do, Tim Banks is gone. There's literally no debate on that one. He should absolutely be gone if friggin' Iowa walks on in with that optional offense that's just there to be a trophy for the defense. If they come in and put up 300 yards, I'm gonna lose my friggin' mind. I don't think they will though. I mean, friggin' FCS teams have held Iowa to under 100 yards, so I'm not panicking about friggin' Iowa's offense.
Well, fun fact about Iowa, they're the last team to beat the defending FCS national champions, South Dakota State, by the way.
Was that the one where they won like 5-3?
Yeah, they won 7-3. Remember, and it was 5-3. I think going into
Oh,
halftime.
yeah. Great baseball game.
Because they won. They scored 7 points by getting 2 safeties and a field goal.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was like 5-3. I remember Uncle Lou was covering it, and he was like, "Oh, it's the bottom of the ninth
Bottom of the
inning. The
ninth,
score's
yeah.
5-3."
God, what a pathetic. Yeah, no, there's no way. It's so hard for me with how much of it. It would be such a Tennessee thing to do to let an offensive meme like Iowa come on in and then just look like one of the best offenses in the Big Ten. It would be such a Tennessee thing to let that happen, which is why I don't know, man. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Lord.
I know. Some people think we're being unreasonable, but look at what Spencer Rattler did to us.
And Devin Leary.
He was like one of the biggest. He was one of the biggest fucking memes in the SEC that year, and then he just came out and turned
Their
into
entire team was
Ginger Jesus.
I can't tell you how many screenshots I have of South Carolina being down by 4 touchdowns, and Shane Beamer sitting there going. So, that team beat us. So yes, if that can happen, I feel like anything can happen. And if I swear, if I can't fathom a scenario where something like that happens, but it almost seems like it would. That's the scariest part about it. That's just friggin' Iowa.
I will never get over like anything bad happening to us until we win a national championship or an SEC championship.
I'm still upset about that loss to South Carolina. Even though we beat them this year, it still makes me feel bad.
Well, it's just to me it feels like I'm trying to think. Of course, Shane Beamer. He's take from that what you will. Of course, I don't want to go too hard on South Carolina because Mr. Andrew the Textbook's been carrying the comment section.
Yeah.
But
Andrew was one of the few South Carolina fans that are actually cool.
He's good people. I like him, and I miss. I remember we had a South Carolina fan on here for every one of my shows, Mr. I think SEC Football Tube.
R.I.P. to his channel.
He's still around, but he doesn't do college football content anymore. He does. I don't know what.
The holidays on Dale's
I think
Farm
he
weren't
I thought he
very
got rid of his channel.
Stupid embedded ESPN ad. Shut up.
I thought he got rid of his channel.
Yeah, but then he
he
brought it back or something like that. I'm not sure. I actually talked to him recently, so he's still around. He's just doing other stuff. It do be what it do be. Different strokes for different folks. If college football content ain't doing it, then I always go to something else.
Yeah. He mostly just quit doing college football because he didn't like the path that college football was going down.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like the transfer portal, NIL, or the 12-team playoff or anything like that.
Andrew,
Speaking of transfer portal, Ole Miss is killing it.
oh yeah, Ole Miss is annihilating the portal, and I don't like that. I don't want them to do it, but they do it anyway.
Lane Kiffin's out here stealing all of our former players.
Yeah, they're. I mean, of course, I'm not doing it, but there are some real degenerates in our fan base who are just ripping players like Tyler Barron a new one for going to a different school. It's just, you can't claim you're a VFL if you go to a different school. They're just ripping them a new one.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't. The only way I would have cared if you went to Ole Miss is if we played them this year. We're not playing them this year, so I don't give a fuck.
Seth Bowers makes a great point. Lane doesn't have Nico, though. That is true. It is true.
Yeah, and then so that's what I don't care about. But the thing about Tennessee, if I was Tennessee, the 2 players I would be going after in the portal, well, I would be going after 3, and they're the 4th, 5th, and 6th ranked players in the portal, which is Caden Green, an offensive tackle. In the portal from Oklahoma. Number 5, the number 5 ranked is what is it? I can't remember his name. Oh, Nyland Green from Georgia. who's a corner, and 6 is also a corner from Georgia, A.J. Harris. Those would be the 3 ones I would try to get at because those are 2 big position of needs.
I heard that Tennessee is like there was one one player I think was like committed, like transfer player who was like committed to Oregon State or something, and then he decommitted, and now it looks like he's the favorite to us.
Yeah, so there was one Oregon State, one that was committed to Oregon State. Was it Jacoby Thomas? I think. Was it Jacoby? It was
Something.
just something.
Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't know that, Andrew. I wasn't aware that his channel got hacked and deleted. Shoot. That's awful. I hate that.
That's Texas Savage.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about him.
Like I said, the one that was the MTSU safety, he was committed to Oregon State, and the only reason he said he committed to Oregon State was he was afraid that Tennessee wouldn't extend an offer or whatever. Because I think he said he had always wanted to go to Tennessee because he grew up in Tullahoma, which is in West Tennessee. So I'm assuming he probably was a Tennessee fan growing up.
How old are you? How old are y'all children? Well, I just got out of the womb an hour ago, so.
Yeah.
I'm -2 years old.
Yeah.
But and then
he's reversing.
There is another corner that played at Oregon State that we're predicted for. His name's something McCray or Mick something, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Texas, but I understand he's also a good one, and stuff like that. But I was just saying, if you got especially 2 corners that were good enough to at least play at Georgia, and some people are like, oh well, you don't want to get If anything, it makes me want them more because they played at Georgia.
Wow.
If you're good enough to at least get a roster spot at Georgia, surely to God you can get a roster spot at Tennessee.
Maybe. Some big news just dropped on the recruiting trail. Y'all might have seen it, maybe not. Running back of the 2024 class, Jordan Lyle, has flipped his commitment from Ohio State to Miami.
Ooh. Oh wow,
that's big news.
And also. I don't know if y'all saw that Rodney Garner has been going hard after Dominic McKinley, 5-star Texas A&M commit.
Oh yeah, I hope we get him. He's a beast.
And one player I kind of hope we get is that Brazel guy who's from Tulane.
Oh,
yeah. I'm assuming that's probably who we're going after, wide receiver was. Of course, there was... Wells, who ended up committing to Juice Wells, who ended up committing to Ole Miss, and some other receivers that are ranked higher than him, but they're a lot older and he's a lot younger. So maybe Heupel just wanted the youth or whatever, because we've already got some pretty old wide receivers in our room.
Who's the guy we picked up from MTSU? You know his name?
Yeah, the safety.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think Jacoby Thomas I was talking about.
I remember looking all over Facebook and Twitter, and people were like, oh my gosh, Heupel ain't doing anything in the transfer portal. Why can't we get any defensive players in the transfer portal? And then he picks up a player from the transfer portal, and people just lost their friggin' minds. We had to get a guy from the group of 5, man. It's all over for us to fire Heupel.
I don't even know. Literally, Kevin Byard, guess what? He's one of the best safeties in the NFL right now. Do you know what school he went to?
Where?
MTSU.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Don't tell them that.
There's some certain people on Twitter running some certain accounts that I think really, really do not need to hear that.
The crazy thing is, I actually predicted Kevin Byard actually being good. I wish I had my uncle. I was at my uncle's house. He would tell you. Because I remember he was like, who the fuck is Kevin Byard? No, that's literally what he said on draft day.
And then they found out.
Yeah, and I was like, chill. I was telling my uncle, chill. He's a great draft pick.
All right, checking back in the comments real quick. Julio, I want to hear how you respond to this. Seth Bauer said, "You sound like you ain't from no damn Tennessee. Ain't much moonshine still in his voice."
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not from East Tennessee. I'm from Middle Tennessee, so
Yeah.
so that's probably
Hey,
why.
me. Yeah. Andrew the Textbook, speaking of recruiting, did you guys hear about Dylan Raiola going from Georgia to Nebraska? Yes, we did. And
Oh,
Yeah.
ha is what I have to say to that. Okay, that's a little.
But
Okay, no. Ha, ha,
also, I
ha.
will say this: my mom's side of the family is from Tazewell, Tennessee, which is in East Tennessee near the Virginia border. So I guess technically I have some East Tennessee blood.
Nice. Let's see. Hype about to check some folks next year. Oh yeah, no, I'm really excited about our the team that we're bringing in. Of course, our secondary is a concern right now. We have no idea what to expect from them, but got a lot of big players returning. Cooper Mays announced he's coming back. Keenan Peely's going to be back next year. Of course, Nico's starting. I'm very excited about him. Hopefully, Joey Hazel will fix the playbook to where we're not doing halfback screens 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage on 3 downs in a row. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I was looking at all these portal players, and there was some like the all of the other best players available are like positions of needs, kind of like Caden Green, the number one tackle in the portal, or the number one uncommitted player in the portal. I think other than Walter Nolan, who's more than likely going to Ole Miss. He's the, like I said, the number one tackle in the portal. We could definitely use more depth on the offensive line. I understand, like, we have the ones coming back and stuff, but there could always be injuries. I don't think there could be any reason why we shouldn't go after him, or at least not extend an offer.
Right.
Same thing with the two corners from Georgia. I understand that we got a lot of good young corners and stuff like that, especially Ricky Gibson and stuff. But Ricky Gibson can't anchor down the secondary by himself. I'm sorry to say that. Like, no matter how good he is, like, the other corners don't step up and stuff like that.
Right. What's going on? Yes, sir. He says he's excited for next year. You know it. Seth Bowers, I think the secondary next year is going to have speed. Well, that's a big part of why I'm looking forward to seeing how they pan out, because getting rid of, and I'm not to say get rid of, but after all these players move on from the secondary, it's weird because so many people are angry about Hypo losing these guys, but they also really do not like these corners and these defenders that are in their backfield. So, what narrative are you choosing? Is Hypo big bad because he can't get players, or is Hypo big bad because the players he has aren't good? I don't understand.
I don't understand. Like, Hypo knows, I feel like, that he knows that these corners don't have like the speed to like keep up in the SEC. And then he, of course, basically gets them out, and everybody's, of course, upset, and then is going to give like the new guys that we got a chance to get better and everything.
And if it weren't for Kamal Haddon stepping up later in the season, I'm sure a lot of Tennessee fans would have wanted him gone too. And of course he's gone anyway. He's off. He declared for the draft, so he's not. He ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Jalen Wright ain't coming back either, of course.
Yeah. Other things I was gonna say, other people that I would go after would be the tackle from Texas A&M, Chase Basantis, I think, who's the second-ring tackle. Like I said, I would just go after like a bunch of like the other top ranked. Jamon Johnston, another linebacker from Georgia. I know we got the two younger linebackers, but he, also could add a veteran presence to the linebacker corps, considering along Peely and stuff.
Right.
And Herring.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have some really good guys in the on the defensive line next year. I know that for a fact.
And
Yeah.
I know some people were wondering why we don't go after another A&M person in LT Overton, but the thing is, I feel like our defensive line's already kind of good, and I feel like Heupel's that's actually been one of his strong suits of recruiting, which is probably more after Ronnie Garner, but still,
Mm-hmm. Right.
he's still part of the staff, so I don't really feel the need to go after him. Like, I mean, if they want to add him, there's just no reason to add another piece or whatever. But
Right. Well, it's just important that you get the right players on the team. That's
Yeah.
the way I see it.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. Since we're losing Jalen Wright and he's not coming back, you know who I really want to get out of the
Who's
portal?
that?
Trevor Etienne, the Florida running back.
Oh yeah.
I would like that, but he's
God.
not coming here.
I know.
He would be
I
awesome
just
to
want
have.
to do
Yeah,
it
you're
just
right,
to
but
no, just to piss Florida fans off.
just because of that, I was like, we already have Dylan Sampson. What more do we need in the running back field? But I guess
No,
trolling Florida fans can't
No,
ever get
but
enough
like-
of that.
No, but like I feel like he'd also compliment Sampson. Well, I mean, I know they're kind of like almost the same back, kind of, but I feel like if you have, two running backs and Dylan Sampson's mold, it's better than one.
I mean, yeah, no, that's true. Especially since we used to run that, 3 running back system with Small, Sampson, and Wright. But with Jabari Small in his final year and Jalen Wright declaring for the draft, it's probably not gonna be that way next year. Which is fine because Dylan Sampson, I think, out of that bunch, I think he's the best running back on the team, and we underutilized him. So. Now, it's the same thing with Nico. There's no excuse to, not utilize him because you don't have anybody in front of him that could take over. Dylan Sampson's going to be RB1. Nico's going to be QB1. That's just how it's going to be. There's nobody else in front of them that's going to make that much of a difference. And if there is, and I see, if we pick a quarterback out of the transfer portal, I'm probably going to come out here and make a bigger rage video than the Georgia State one.
Honestly, I could kind of understand, in a way, getting a quarterback out of the transfer portal to get Nico a solid backup option in case he gets hurt.
No, that's my problem, though. He's not going to be the backup. That's my problem. He's not. They're going to do exactly what they did with Harrison Bailey because he was the only quarterback who stayed at Tennessee before Heupel came there. And then when they brought in both Milton and Hendon Hooker, they had Harrison Bailey as the third string, and he transferred, balled out at UNLV. Now, granted, he did make the right pick with Hendon Hooker. I will say that because Hendon Hooker turned out he was an absolute unit. But, if we pick up somebody that I don't want out of the portal, and then he turns into, he's not the quarterback that you see what I'm getting at here, right?
Yeah.
He's going to start above Nico, and that's what would make me mad.
I mean, maybe. I think we can all agree that Nico. I think Nico's ready. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but did y'all see that Will Rogers committed to Washington?
I did, yeah.
Oh God,
he's going to thrive in that offense.
Oh yeah, no, they're going to body some fools in the Big Ten. And back to the Nico thing. If he's, I absolutely want him to start against Iowa because the best part about it is it's a bowl game. It doesn't matter too much whether or not we win or lose. But if he comes out and doesn't have a great performance on offense on a drive, what harm does it do? What's Iowa gonna do? Score? No. So that's my point in that. But
I can kind of understand wanting Nico to start in the bowl game, but then I can understand some people wanting not Nico to start in the bowl game, because what if Nico actually does get hurt and it's like a career-ending injury in that game?
Nico could get hurt, going to get the mail next week. It's there's no.
Yeah.
I mean, any play. If we're that worried about a player getting hurt, we might as well just not play any games. It's just
Yeah,
injuries happen. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. But I mean,
yeah. Also, I forgot about this. You remember Nate Johnson, the second quarterback, along with Bryson Barnes at Utah? I forgot that Nate Johnson transferred to Vanderbilt, so we'll get to play him next year more than
Nate
likely.
Johnson went to Vandy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought their quarterback room was as empty as space itself, because all their quarterbacks done bailed on the Vandy.
Yeah. AJ
Now,
Swan left.
Ken
Literally
Seals
everybody.
went.
AJ Swan finally gets to get actual help at LSU. Finally,
The one guy,
I'm happy for him.
AJ Swan left, Ken Seals left, and then the one guy, the true freshman that they recruited, also left for the transfer portal. So,
didn't Shepard also go to the transfer portal?
Yeah, he's at Colorado.
And their other good wide receiver who went to Georgia. So, God.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's gonna be terrible next year.
Wait till look at that schedule next year. Oh, that's the worst part.
Right here, Jermod McCoy was the one that was projected to Tennessee.
Oh yeah, he was like a freshman at Oregon State, and he had like 2 picks this season or something.
Yeah, and when I looked at the schedule, the first thing that I did was tweet out a post at Jared Rifkin. Let me guess, 6-1 before the Auburn game. You know what their schedule look? They start out against Virginia Tech. Then they play Alcorn State.
I'll give him that
and
one.
And then they play on the road at a very cursed school, Georgia State.
L.
Yeah, we're going to give him an L on that. At Mizzou, Eli Drake. Then Alabama.
I don't even need to say
At Kentucky.
L.
Hey, guys, did y'all see that Destin and Keaton Wade transferred to Colorado?
Who?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Wade twins. You remember them? The twins that decided to go to Kentucky instead of Tennessee.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
They were like favored to Tennessee until like a week, and then they decided to go to Kentucky.
Ain't that interesting? Yeah, the rest of the schedule: Ball State, which they'll probably they may. Then Texas, at Auburn, South Carolina, at LSU, Tennessee. Oof.
Best case scenario 2-10.
What do you mean 6-1 coming?
Gonna be 7-0 heading into the Alabama game.
As bad as I feel about trolling Jared for this, if you come out and say something that boneheaded, like Vandy is gonna start out 6-1, you're doing it to yourself.
Also, Dion got one of his transfer commits or whatever committed to Colorado and then decommitted from Colorado in the portal and then committed to Oregon.
Well,
good.
That is something.
Good. Dion deserves it.
And did y'all also see that Oregon is getting Dante Moore and Dylan Gabriel?
Oh, yeah. I wonder who's going to win that quarterback battle.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. I think that more than likely, Dylan Gabriel will probably win it, and he'll probably be there because he'll only be there 1 year.
All right, let's see.
And then
you go ahead. Sorry.
And then you have Dante Moore. And then did y'all also see that I think Will Howard, that dude who's been at Kansas State for like 7 years, is going to transfer to more than likely USC?
Ooh.
And then Malachi Nelson.
Yeah, Malachi Nelson. That was the big one that threw me off. I was like, how in the world is he going to bail?
Like, okay, so here's the thing. Why would you take Will Howard, who's been in Kansas State for God knows how long, over Malachi Nelson? Like, maybe I just haven't saw enough of Malachi Nelson, and maybe Malachi Nelson's bad.
Mm-hmm. Andrew the textbook put it great. Vanderbilt.
But I kind of find it hard to believe, considering Lincoln Riley's QB development.
Vanderbilt is a football program that, if you look at their history, they have just traditionally gotten worse and worse over the decades. Well, look at the SEC teams and the way that they've gotten better and better. And NIL, the transfer portal, all of that just makes it even worse for them because it gives them less of a chance to compete. And especially now that Texas and Oklahoma are in the SEC. I mean, come on. It just gets worse and worse. The only thing that I think is keeping them at the SEC level, or at least the Power 5 level, is the fact that they have baseball, which they're really good at baseball, I'll give them credit for, and then they're, average.
Hey, bowling.
Yeah, women's bowling. Yeah, they're really good at women's bowling.
It sounds like UConn. Then again, UConn is in, UConn's our group of 5 team, and they're out there winning national championships in basketball. So I guess take from that what you will.
That's actually kind of crazy. UConn's women's basketball team ain't as good as this year as they are in past years.
Yeah.
It is something, yeah.
Also, here's the other thing. I don't think Vandy's going to be the power in SEC baseball anymore, considering you got, I would say, us coming up, and then also adding in Texas and Oklahoma.
Gosh,
who are a traditional, pretty big.
Oh man,
yep.
Baseball thing.
If they tank in baseball too, oh no.
Man, the SEC. I think I've already said it before. I truly do believe that the SEC is more powerful in baseball than they are in football, because the SEC they usually have Vanderbilt. Tennessee, of course, is now good. You also have Florida, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, and then, of course, now you add Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I truly do believe that the SEC is more powerful in baseball than they are in football.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, they're going to be – it's a real deal. All right, well, anyway, fellas, I think we've gone well over an hour in this show. A great show, great people in here. A lot of great people. While I'm on the topic, I do want to drop this link in here. Most of y'all are probably in here already, but if you aren't, consider checking out this link right here. The United Legion, or I don't think it's called that anymore. It's more like just the Legion of College Football. It's a Discord server that we've got going. A lot of great people in there. Check that out if you can. I meant to turn that into a link, but I guess it just didn't do that. Hold on, let me do that again. Stupid.
I'll have to join it. Actually, I didn't even know we had a Discord.
The more you know, the more you know. But yeah, we have a great time in there. So yeah, check that out if you can.
I'll.
This should do it.
Do y'all have titles or whatever in there?
Yeah.
Do I need a title to get in there?
I don't think so. No. Just when you get in there, we'll label you as a Tennessee fan, because we've got all of the different teams in there.
I didn't know if it was just a college football thing or the thing for the podcast. I didn't.
No, it's just a base. It's just a college football Discord server. All of the people in here and there. We have a great time when it's not dead, which sometimes it is, but it'll probably come back up during bowl season, or at least when the bigger bowls happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it pans out. So yeah, if you haven't already, jump on into that college football Discord server. We have a phenomenal time in there. Got a lot of great people. All right, well, fellas, I think we're about ready to wrap this thing up. So you guys got any passing, finalizing words before we head on out of here for the day?
Yeah, I want to say the Cowboys did not show up. I'm so disappointed in him.
Yeah, let's take a minute to talk about that. What happened?
I don't know. What happened. He was on top of the world, and then he just absolutely shit the fucking bed.
Yeah, no, they
come on, Dak.
Oh, well, yeah, no. To me,
you had my hopes up.
I was convinced I needed to make a meme where it showed the guy cooking food in the McDonald's, and it said Dak Prescott wants check down passes become illegal in the NFL. Because that was terrible. And that was just horrendous.
I don't know. The Bills, I understand the Bills have Josh Allen in them, but Josh Allen has not been that good this year. And then he finally decides to start playing good, of course, whenever it's against the Cowboys.
Yeah, right.
And if I remember correctly, I think the Eagles are absolutely whooping ass at the moment right now. Give me one second.
They're doing all right, 10-3. Now Lucas,
No.
yeah,
All
I
right.
feel like you're being silent for a reason. I can't, I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like you're being rather silent for a specific reason. You want to talk about it?
I guess we can. Will Levis actually did have a pretty good game again. He just got hurt, and of course, and what's crazy is that of course, I'm a Vols fan, obviously, but what I find funny is that, of course, Will Levis, of course, plays good throughout basically the entire game, and then Will Levis just makes one rookie mistake, and all the Vol fans are chirping like, "Will Levis sucks."
No, but then it had to be forced by a Tennessee player, so then it pisses off the fan base even more.
Yeah, when Derek Barnett got that sack, I even tweeted out, I was like, I want to be happy for Barnett, but how can I when it's against my favorite NFL team?
Yeah. You take the wins and losses where you get them. That's just the way I see it.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love the Vols fans, but I don't know. I think it's just kind of ridiculous that Will Levis, he's been playing well, and then all of a sudden when he just makes one mistake, all the Vol fans come out of nowhere and bash Will Levis, acting like he's been trashed this entire time, even though he's actually been pretty good. But, of course, these Vol fans don't want to admit it.
Well, what?
Because...
I mean, think of it this way. Our defense in college, Tim Bake's defense, played some great games early in the season, had a great game against Texas A&M. Silence. But the moment Devin Leary starts balling out, we got to get rid of Tim Bakes. He's the source of all of our problems here. The offense is extremely good. You see that time that Joe Milton did that check down screen? That's what football's all about around here. And then they're completely silent when the defense is good. I don't get it, but I guess what you should take from that is that at the start of the season, before anything even happens, they have a certain narrative that's never going to change about a specific player, a coach, a team. And even if they surpass the norm by doing something completely different for the longest time, up until they actually stick to the norm, they're going to be silent. And then the moment the moment they prove them right, that's when they get back on their high horse and tell you all about how terrible they are or whatever.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. I think Kamal hadn't escaped their wrath because he was balling out. And right when he got to his peak, he got injured and he was out for the season. Mm-hmm. So almost every one of them are going to remember him fondly now because of his last, year there.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had to. I mean, he literally gave us free, 6 points against South Carolina. He turned that game around.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that, like, they're going to remember him so fondly now, even though, after what happened last year, which I always hate to bring it up, but they're always you understand what I'm going for. Like, had he not gotten injured, if he would have had a bad game against Georgia or something like that, they would have been on his ass the entire
week. But again, it follows back to exactly what I said earlier. Yeah, definitely. All right, fellas. Well, about time we wrap this show up. You guys, any other finalizing words other than, our NFL teams suck? And yes, the Saints, even though they did beat the Giants, I still need to see more from them. I would like to see more from them. That would be preferable. But yeah, any other finalizing words?
No, that's about everything other than go Vols.
All right. Yeah, you heard the man. Yeah. Lucas?
Go Vols and tighten up, man. Will Levis, he's still the guy. I don't care what anybody says. We just need to get the man an offensive line. Our offensive line is absolutely horrendous.
If they continue down the line of tank, you might have to change it to tighten down.
Yeah. It's still MVP Dak. Yay, MVP Dak.
Yeah, ride that horse for as long as you can. All right, fellas. Well, thank you guys again for tuning in to the stream. To those of you watching, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to Squidtard Sports so that you can check out the show every single time we do it. And I'll update you guys on the schedule for next week. We'll see you guys sometime on Christmas Eve, whether it's in the morning or at night at the scheduled time. We don't know. We'll figure out the ideas. We'll figure it out. So until next time, see y'all later. And as always, power to Tardaria. And more importantly for this show, go Vols, baby! Woo! I'm trying to find the... I'm gonna run the intro again. Hold up. I gotta run the intro to get people hyped for whatever. All right, see y'all.
The Vols are back.
Can't kill it. Can't kill it. Go.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like, no, I ain't got it. Stormy and Scott. It Houston like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive. Yeah. Whiplash, we get so live. Whiplash, all night. We get whiplash, all night, all night.
Runner. Trip her out in Bulgari, and she know she bad. I'm like Clyde, she like Bunny. I came from the bottom, please don't ask me what it took. I got demons in my past, but my angels keep on shook, man. Down.